Hey everyone, Dr. Barrett here with Hearing and Balance Doctors. Today I'll be overviewing an article that I found I thought was really interesting. This one's on Forbes and it's called From Noise to Clarity, Empowering Your Hearing Health Journey. As someone who spent years navigating the world of audiology, I've realized that helping others embrace hearing health is about more than just telling them what to do, yet meeting them where they are. As a lifelong hearing aid user, spanning the evolution from clunky analog devices to today's sleek, high-tech digital models, I've learned firsthand that no one likes to be told they need something, especially regarding hearing loss. Definitely true about how hearing aids have evolved from your clunky, stereotypical, big, bulky, beige-colored, skin-toned, prosthetic-looking device. Now it's more sleek, techy. A lot of people don't even know you're wearing hearing aids because they're a lot smaller. So it's like smartphones. When smartphones first came out, they were pretty basic. And now, within just a decade or more, a little bit more, smartphones have gotten super good. Same thing with hearing aids. The technology is really increasing fast. So you get all these Bluetooth features. You can do way more than just increase the volume of sound with hearing aids. And it's true that no one likes being told what to do. What I found is you don't know what you should do until you experience what it's like to do better. A saying resonates deeply with me: tell me, I'll forget; show me, I may remember; involve me, and I'll understand. This philosophy has shaped how I approach conversations about hearing health. Instead of insisting, I share my journey openly. I show people that being hard of hearing doesn't define me. It is part of who I am. It's nothing to shy away from. Whether I'm wearing those bulky analog hearing aids or the sophisticated Bluetooth-enabled models I use today, I've always been proud to showcase my tech on my ears. I think that's great. You should be proud to show what you're wearing. You know, hearing aid, it's like ear jewelry. You don't have to try to hide it. Actually, embrace it. Make it cool. You can customize it. The other day, I just changed the microphone cover, or like the spine of the hearing aid, and I made it two-toned. It was gold and black. I thought it looked great. Why always have just a uniform color? You can mix it up. Get creative, customize things. It's fun. My mission here: to spark curiosity, break stigmas, and invite others to explore hearing health in an empowering and not intimidating way. It doesn't have to be intimidating if you can try it out. A lot of people are intimidated because they haven't started. Just start and see what you think. If it's something that you like, continue doing it. If it's something you don't like, don't do it. The role of technology in hearing health. The advancements in hearing aid technology over the years have been remarkable, not just for people like me, but for everyone. Much of the innovation in hearing aids has shaped the consumer audio devices we all use today, from earbuds to noise-canceling headphones. I like to think of myself as a guinea pig for the many promising techs, testing how they improve clarity in conversation, manage noise, and promote hearing health, thus overall body wellness. It's nice to be a guinea pig. You should test things out. It's fun. Hearing aids have gone from simple amplifiers to highly personalized devices capable of filtering out specific types of noises, connecting seamlessly to smartphones, and even adjusting to different environments automatically. Yes, hearing aids will connect to smartphones, but some smartphones are more stable than others as far as that Bluetooth connection. In general, and I don't like to say it because I don't have one, iPhones work better than Android phones with Bluetooth stability and hearing aids. The technology inside most listening devices isn't just about making sounds louder, it's about making them more clear, helping people communicate effectively and experience the world more fully. That is so true. It is not a general amplifier. The hearing aids do much more than just amplify sound. They are tuned for a prescription hearing loss, assuming you have prescription hearing aids. The most important feature, in my opinion, is the compression effect of hearing aids, so it expands your dynamic range for hearing sound intensity. So now you're gaining access back to the soft sounds that you were missing, whereas you're not over-amplifying the loud sounds and being overwhelmed and uncomfortable. My mission goes beyond my own experience. As someone who values hearing health, I am its ambassador, advocating why it's essential to all of us. On behalf of countless companies, from startups to industry leaders, I'm here to meet you where you are, raising awareness and encouraging conversations about hearing health, no matter your age or level of hearing ability. The hardest part of doing anything is starting it. So starting your journey, correcting your hearing loss, being more aware of it, because now you have a contrast experience of what it's like not to do better and to do better, then you can realize what you need to do. The unintended consequences of noise. Noise is unavoidable in modern life, affecting everyone in ways we often don't realize. While we think of gaming, loud concerts, or construction sites as obvious sources of noise pollution, daily and persistent noise and sounds have harmful, unintended consequences. Take, for example, the constant stream of alerts, notifications, and ringtones from our devices. These sounds are designed to grab our attention, often interrupting us with sharp, jarring tones. The average smartphone user hears dozens, if not hundreds, of these alerts daily, often at unnecessarily loud volumes. Over time, this exposure can contribute to hearing fatigue, stress, long-term damage, and inability to focus. So distraction is a huge factor there. Again, that speaks to the fact that we hear with our brains, not our ears. And there's a lot of things that can influence what's going on in your brain. Another example is public spaces like airports or shopping malls. While they seem innocuous, these environments are filled with overlapping layers of sound, from announcements of background music to the chatter of crowds. The constant noise can lead to sensory overload, making it difficult for our brains to process and filter what we hear, leading to fatigue. Exactly. Brain function there. Auditory listening fatigue, that's a real thing. If you don't hear as well or as clearly as you should throughout the day, you are focusing harder and harder to fill in the gaps and try to make sense of what's being said. At the end of the day, you have a lot of fatigue. That's auditory listening fatigue. You have increased your cognitive load at that point simply because you're not hearing clearly enough. Even something as seemingly harmless as the hum of appliances or the drone of traffic can have unintended consequences. Studies have shown that prolonged exposure to low-frequency noise can affect sleep quality, increase stress levels, and impact cardiovascular health. What if there is a proactive way to manage and mitigate the conundrum of noise, sound, and hearing, like lifelong sound health? Lifelong sound health breaks stigmas and embraces proactive hearing health. Hearing issues often remain hidden despite the prevalence of noise in our lives. That's totally true. Hearing loss is the invisible disability. It's surprising how many people don't talk about their hearing problems with their doctors, or even how an audiologist does. The silence stems from a lack of awareness, which we must change, like the classic stigmas of high cost and vanity. Hearing challenges are deeply personal and often hard to articulate, even to professionals. That's why we need to reframe the conversation. So, high cost. Did you know often you're going to pay more for your cell phone over the course of 5 years than you would for prescription medical grade hearing devices and your service with an audiologist? It's true. Look at your cell phone bill statements over the course of 5 years, plus the cost that you paid for the cell phone in the first place. Oftentimes it'll be more than hearing aids. And you're not seeing a doctor for that. At Okio, their lifelong sound health philosophy is a straightforward and proactive way to think about hearing health. It's about understanding your auditory exposure in everyday terms: noise, sound, and hearing. Think of it like sun exposure. Just as we know too much sun can harm our skin, we should consider how noise exposure impacts our ears and overall health. I use this analogy a lot with the sun. Instead of it impacting your skin, I talk about looking at the sun. Here's my analogy. Would you voluntarily look at the sun without sunglasses, or even with sunglasses? The answer is no. Would you voluntarily expose your ears to really intense sounds? Oftentimes, the answer is yes. You see people going to really loud rock concerts or shooting firearms without protecting their ears. That's a voluntary thing that you're blasting your sensory system, in this case, your hearing system, with an intense stimulus without protecting it. It's just like looking at the sun without sunglasses. So you should start by asking yourself simple hearing habit questions. What environments expose me to loud sound or harmful noise? Think about noisy commutes, busy workplaces, or recreational activities like concerts or sport events. So noisy commutes, truck drivers or anyone who's driving on the highway a lot, if you roll your window down, that left ear is going to be exposed to a lot more wind noise. Wind noise can get super loud. Riding motorcycles, did you know, above 40 miles an hour on average? It doesn't matter what type of motorcycle you have, what type of helmet you have. It matters a little bit. But in general, over 40 miles an hour, the problem that you need to be aware of is wind noise. Not the engine noise or the loud muffler on the motorcycle. It's wind noise, that turbulent noise going across the helmet or your ear. It's a lot louder going across your ear. I don't know if any of you guys been skydiving before, but I have. And when you're in a free fall, that wind starts picking up across your ears. It is extremely loud. How do my devices, headphones, speakers, etc. affect my hearing? Are you listening at safe volumes or raising up the volume too high? There's a problem there with listening to music through earbuds or headphones. Say you're in a loud space, like a gym or an airplane. There's a lot of background noise. And you want to listen to your music. Well, you might have a tendency to raise the volume of your music above and beyond the background noise. So what happens there is it just ends up being way too loud and it starts damaging your ears. You can get around that. You can still listen to music in those environments, but take advantage of noise cancellation technology. These days, they're getting more affordable. As that technology has been out for longer and longer, the headphones and earbuds with noise cancellation, they're not that much more expensive than regular headphones without that technology. So it's a feature that pays for itself very quickly in terms of preserving your hearing ability, and you'll appreciate that later on. Again, with noise exposure, I can't tell you how many times I've seen patients who come up to me and tell me that, Dr. Barrett, I've been around loud sounds, but when I shot guns, it was like when I was young, in teenage years, or when I was in my early 20s. It doesn't matter. If it was an intense enough stimulus, it's going to damage your hearing. And it can be a lifelong hearing loss if it's a permanent threshold shift. Am I protecting my ears at home during my commute, work, or socializing? Do you use earplugs or noise-canceling headphones in loud environments? There we go, noise canceling. Are these situations where I'm exposed or prolonged noise or sound levels that could cause damage over time? Consider daily habits like using power tools, attending fitness classes with loud music, or even the cumulative effect of city living. The fitness classes that tend to have the loudest music are the spin classes, I've found. If anyone's gone spinning before, on the bicycles, man, those rooms can get loud. And it helps motivate you a little bit if you feel the beat and get in the zone. But if it's that loud, gosh, you should be wearing hearing protection, or better yet, just ask the instructor to turn the volume down. I've done that before at the movie theaters. It can get super loud to levels that is unsafe. No, people don't realize that it's unsafe because, again, hearing is an invisible sense, and it falls under the radar often. So breaking it down this way makes hearing health more approachable. By understanding your auditory habits, you're taking the first step toward better sound health without the dreaded feeling of being told you need a hearing aid. So I thought this article was very interesting. It had a lot of important points that you can expand on. And a big reason why I like this article too was because it was written by someone who's worn hearing aids for a while and who's familiar with it all and who has extra awareness because of that life experience. But I enjoyed doing this article review and look forward to seeing you guys next time.
Okay, everybody, we so appreciate you watching the video today. If you've liked what you've seen, please like it, subscribe to our channel. It means the world to us, but it also means the world to other people who are trying to figure out what's going on with their hearing health. So thank you for watching.